The week is starting off right. Monday night, and 2K Sports presents the NBA. Along with Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And joining us tonight, Emmy-nominated writer-producer Bill Simmons. Again, you're in the seat, and again, we're so lucky to have you.
I can't believe Brent Barry's here. How'd you get him?
And told him that you were going to come in.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of sushi. And told him you were going to join us.
Wow. Four of the greats. I'm so delighted to be here.
Here now, the upcoming schedule for the Portland Trail Blazers. On Tuesday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans. And then on Thursday, they'll take on Chris Middleton and the Milwaukee Bucks.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, James Harden is both famous and infamous with his skill at getting to the foul line. Some don't like it, but Harden says free throws are a part of basketball. Either you're going to foul me or I'm going to score. Putting the pressure on the defense like that is tough. But that's what makes a good player. Kevin, all eyes told there.
Well, no doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. Bill, when it comes to opinions on Russell Westbrook's game, people have a lot of different points of view. What's your thought?
I mean, there's never been a more polarizing player in this generation than him. And I didn't think he was the MVP 2 years ago. I actually thought he was a little underrated last year. I voted for him for the second team All-NBA because he just plays hard every single night, and he's frustrating, and he's going to do 7 things in a game that you don't like, and he takes too many shots, and he's hard to play with. But the force of personality and the intensity he has night after night after night in this league where everybody's load management and picking their spots, like I really respect it. So I've come around a little bit. I think I don't know how much longer it's going to last.
He's a warrior, isn't he?
Like one of those football running backs.
Yes.
It's like, oh man. And that's what it's like to watch Westbrook.
That's a good comparison. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. McCollum the 2 and Hood the 3. Whiteside is out there with Little, and it's Lillard in at the point guard. And for the Rockets, Tucker and Capella are up front. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair, they're the backcourt. And it's House in at the 3 spot. No good on the free throw.
Whiteside's experimented a bit with his free throw shooting throughout his career, even trying jump shots from the free throw line. So still trying to find the magic recipe to be more consistent.
Good on the second free throw. And Bill, much of what P.J. Tucker brings to the table doesn't show up in the statistical sheet.
Yeah, he's a playoff guy. If I was a GM, and maybe someday some
smart team would hire him.
Or some dumb billionaire, one of the two. But I would just always want to gravitate to the playoff guys, the guys that, you know, in a series can raise the level, can play physical, can kind of move depending on the styles. And he's one of those guys. Like, they used him as a small ball center against the Warriors, which isn't normally what he does, but they just want to have him out there. He can fit in basically 3 different positions. He can guard just about anybody. He was guarding Steph Curry. He was guarding Durant.
50-50 balls. I mean, he's all over the floor.
Chip on his shoulder. And like the classic guy who fell in the draft because he was an inch and a half too short, which over and over again we keep making this mistake. The guy, he's not 6'9", he's 6'7", or he's 6'6". Well, we shouldn't take him. And then you end up with Montrezl Harrell and P.J. Tucker and all these guys.
And the basket by Harden.
Inside, outside, Harden will attack you from anywhere. Nice play.
Lillard, the pass to Whiteside. Here's Lillard. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Shot clock at 5. In the corner, it's Little. Offline with his 3. And so Westbrook will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. And Bill, when it comes to NBA awards, some people have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, that with the internet and the accountability we have now.
Accountability, exactly.
And
There's nothing anonymous about it.
No. And we have really good numbers and metrics now, and I actually think we make the right decisions with this stuff most of the time now. I didn't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
I really care
Our
about
name
it.
is attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, they're a snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point. Here's Lillard after Clint Capella's bucket. Passes to Lillard. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Whiteside, good.
Getting physical with Whiteside doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to slow him down.
And Bill, we've seen more and more teams base their offenses around three-point shooters. Threes are at an all-time high. You know that. Should the NBA, that in mind, do anything to address this via any rule change? Which I don't know what that would mean, but it has been talked about.
I don't like changing. I think it's going to manifest itself with it doesn't work in the playoffs as well. And teams are going to slowly realize like that you need to blend an inside-outside game at least a little bit.
Well, you can't lose what the game is. And
No,
it's bigs and smalls. It's inside. It's outside. And
it's still passing and unselfishness. The Warriors take a lot of threes, but they're the most unselfish team we have, and they create a lot of layups, and they play, you know, they're really creative. And you just can't, that just can't be your thing is we shoot 53s, here's our offense. The problem is you're still going to get in these games where 2 points really matters. You know, that's what you saw with Kawhi in the playoffs last year. These games slow down, it's going to be a 92-89 ending, and your team needs to get 10 baskets in the fourth quarter, no matter how you're going to get them. You still need somebody who can do that too.
now here's Hood. Harden missing his last shot. They recover it. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Westbrook.
And guys, I think the grind of the season is catching up with him a little bit. It comes across in his rebounding numbers. Over the past 5 games, they've taken a tumble. He seems to be wearing down a bit. Maybe tonight, though, he can get his legs back under it.
And Bill, over a quarter of today's NBA players were born in a country other than the United States. The talent is that broad all over the globe.
And Giannis was born on another planet. We don't know what planet
He is
he was.
otherworldly.
It wasn't Earth. I think he just got dropped from some satellite. Yeah, this all starts with...
I love it, too. Don't you? I love the fact
do.
we've got players from Latvia and Greece and all over the place.
What's cool about it is they all kind of have distinct identities and quirks. And one of the things that makes somebody like Doncic so much fun to watch is he's not like anybody else. Like, he's close to James Harden, but he's also... that step-back three that he was taking that he's been making his whole life, other than Harden, nobody was even really shooting it that way, you know? And I think there's an unselfishness with the European guys that is really useful for the way the American style.
100% agree.
They really, guys move without the ball, it's give and go, and it's not just like clear out, I'm up.
Yeah.
Well, you can't entirely fault the defense right there. Cephalosha, a good shooter who's used to having a hand in his face.
Pass to Whiteside. Simons surveying the D. Yes, that goes in.
It would take some very special defense to stop him once he gets that close to the bucket, and they weren't special that time.
Now here's Rivers coming off a solid outing against Minnesota. Cephalosha kicks to McLemore. From deep. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Bazemore with it. 8 points his last outing. Shoots the 3. Chandler with the rebound.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Here's Rivers. And Chandler throws it down.
Well, Chandler's being aggressive right now on the glass. Does a terrific job staying active and collecting the rebound.
Here's Bazemore. No points in the game yet for him. From deep three-point range, and that one released in time, but no good. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Rockets on top, leading by a point. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Great team play, so key to winning. Damian Lillard broke down the keys.
Be a star in your role. You know, I think it's one thing to say, let's be consistent, let's play hard, let's do all of these things. And I think as competitors, as professional athletes, we're going to play hard. You're going to be competitive because we're competitors. We don't make it to this level for no reason. But I think at this level, you also have egos.
Knowing your role and playing it so well is so crucial.
Yeah, when everybody buys in and plays for one another, that's when teams play their best ball.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Cephalosha is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Chandler. Then it's McLemore. And it's Rivers in at the point. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. On defense, the Rockets. Lasagna, the pass to Bazemore. Right side against Chandler. With the fadeaway. And with the 2K Esports League, Bill, players not only get a salary, they can also sign endorsement deals. They're celebrities now unto themselves.
So what are the endorsement deals that the 2K players sign? Is it like hat? Because you're not really moving. Nobody can people see your clothes? They can, right?
They can
so
see your
sneakers,
clothes. Maybe it's a hat. Maybe it's
drinks,
a shirt. All of it.
Do the announcers get endorsement
Clubs.
deals? Where's our endorsement deal?
Well, if they
money?
don't, we could probably make the stab for it right here.
I'm ready.
This is the venue to do it right here.
I'm ready to do whatever.
Let's change the culture.
CTC.
And McLemore kicks to Rivers. Got a piece of it. Takes the three. The Rockets pull it in. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Portland.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
Now here's Rivers. Up again. It's rebounded by Labissiere. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Bazemore. It's blocked.
Well, it's tough to get anything past Cephalosha with that length. Insane reach and quick instincts on defense. Really wreaking havoc.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Chandler. Daniel House comes in for P.J. Tucker. James Harden, he's checked in for McLemore. And Russell Westbrook has subbed in for Austin Rivers. And a switch here also for Portland. McCollum's checked in. Here's Simons. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. The Rockets perpetually knocking on the door. At what point, though, Bill, do you think their window will close?
I think that point happened in May of 2019. I think they had 2 years to win the title where everything was lined up for them. 2018, they're up 3-2 against the Warriors. The Warriors are tired. They seem like they're fading. They can't close. I think the key for them is the difference between being a regular season team and a playoff team. They're a great regular season team, but the playoffs every year become more and more complicated, smarter, more. You got to come up with a plan C, a plan D, a plan E as the series goes along. And their plan A is kind of what they ride with. They get tight, the crowd gets tight, things slow down. What's your plan B? And they haven't been able to figure that out.
Harden's shot is good.
Yeah, you got your shooters and you have your scorers, but James Harden is both.
For the Houston Rockets, they come in off a good outing against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Yeah, and in that game, it turned into a massive scoring night. It wasn't so much about the game plan as it was establishing early confidence to get that win.
Now, here's Capella. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Harden with it. Now guarded by Labissiere. Here's Capella. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Capella against McCollum. Good work defensively by Capella.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Pass to Westbrook. Harden outside. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Capella.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they're like a 4-day-old soda right now, just flat, Greg. They're missing shots left and right and just not playing their best.
For the Trailblazers, Little, he's checked in for Labissiere. Hood comes in for Kent Bazemore. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simmons. Here's Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
Yeah, not something you want to do. You let Lillard drive all the way to the rack, and he will throw it down.
Westbrook scanning the floor. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. This is his first free throw of the game. The first free throw is good.
Now, Westbrook just plays with an incredible competitive fire, and that energy right now, he's not taking any possessions off.
He's perfect from the line this time. Now Lillard. He had 22 points in the win against the Spurs in San Antonio.
Let us not forget about the work on the glass, Kevin. His effort level was a 10 that night out of 10.
Was shot missing. Good D by Westbrook. Well, Bill, I know you've got to run. Marvelous to have you on the program. Wish we could do it more often.
Let's do it right now. I don't have to run. Can I stay?
Yes, you can
All
always
right.
stay.
I don't want to leave.
You have a free ticket here anytime you want.
I want to stay, please.
The microphone's always open.
Thank you.
You know, Brent, it's a different kind of broadcast with Bill Simmons mic'd up. He lets it rip.
Well, the thing about Bill is he's not going to hold back. He has some great, strong opinions, and he backs it up with a lot of facts due to the fact that he knows the history of the game quite well.
And here's Westbrook after Damian Lillard was able to get the 3 to go. Lets it go. Offensive rebound. Capella up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
Now here's McCollum. 32 points for him last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
His passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. For 3, Westbrook, and another 3 for Houston.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Now here's Lillard. 5 points in the game. From deep. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Houston. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We come back right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period. And that should do it.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Little out there with Whiteside, and it's Hood in at the small forward. And it's McCollum off the drive. That one, no good. And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. It's a one-point game. They're off to Denver after this game as they apply their skills at the Pepsi Center. And that'll be the first of a two-game road trip for them. Tucker can't get it to go.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And Hassan Whiteside, the kind of player that you love when he's engaged, but Brent, equally frustrating when he's not.
You wonder about the role that he's played, and with Miami taking a bunch of different turns in terms of their roster, where he fit in. Now Portland taking a shot at bringing Whiteside to the Northwest, having him possibly come off the bench and play some minutes to stabilize the second unit. It's going to be an interesting year the way he approaches this one mentally.
Here's McCollum. James Harden picking up that last basket, and he makes that one. McCollum's got 7 points in the game.
Well, McCollum undersized at his position, at least in terms of his strength. But he can play that way because he competes. That's a tough one there.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 6. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And here's McCollum. He dishes it to Lillard. For the tie. The Rockets pull it in.
So far, Kevin, the third quarter has not started well. Just 1 of 4.
A 15-footer. And it's Westbrook missing. Trailblazers trail by 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And that mid-range jump shot discouraged for many players, but not for C.J. McCollum.
I love the way that C.J. can just wind his way to spots on the floor and speeds up when he wants to, not when the defense is asking him to.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And at 78%, he's been a consistent shooter at the line for them all season long.
Throw good, McCollum.
You go back to 2015, the Blazers lost 4 of their 5 starters in the offseason. So instead of rebuilding, they retooled around Damian Lillard, and what a piece to retool behind. Amazing how far they've come in the past couple seasons, where they've placed in the Western Conference.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Capella. Ben McLemore comes in for Danuel House. And it's Rivers in for Russell Westbrook.
The 2013 draft comes up, and the 10th pick is announced as C.J. McCollum out of Lehigh. And a lot of people said, who is this guy? Not a lot of people say that now, Kevin.
Now here's Rivers. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Clock is at 3. Harden way outside. Hassan Whiteside grabs the miss. Well, you know, Brent, you've got to give a lot of credit to the Blazers front office, continuing to fortify this roster with under-the-radar acquisitions.
Interesting adjusting around a couple of albatross contracts to now have a team that's capable at positions that a lot of teams are trying to fill. That's the wing position.
Here's Chandler after Nasir Little's bucket. Harden draws the double. He kicks it to Tucker. Three-pointer. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's Trailblazers have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Lillard bounce pass. McCollum finds Whiteside. Lillard against Rivers. Shoots from the elbow. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And now it's a 3-point Portland lead.
That's a strength of Lillard's game right there. Gorgeous arc, too, on that jump shot. Up in the air a little bit more.
And there's the pass to McLemore. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
When the player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Tyson Chandler. Mario Hezonja has checked in for the Trailblazers. And Fernie Simons comes in for McCollum. Most every team now, Brent, looking to run when they can run. Who's the most lethal big man in transition? He can get baseline to baseline in a hurry and make a difference at the other end.
Don't think I've seen any player do the type of things at his size and with his stride than Giannis. I just think there were eye-popping plays that people could not wrap their head around what it is he could do. Taking 2 steps from half court, lengthening out his right arm to finish at the rim, grabbing offensive rebounds from the block, not taking any steps and dunking it over the top and getting to the free throw line. Giannis running in transition as a big is a problem for the defense.
And all that on the offense, but on his defensive side, he was always doing the same kind of things defensively. Blocking shots, blocking out, whatever the case may be.
Yep, causing, I mean, just the simple fact of being a deterrent, Kevin, to people coming into the lane and using that length. I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo is something special in that regard as a big.
Both ends of the floor. I totally agree. No good on the second free throw. And looking at the numbers for Whiteside the last few years, Greg, it seems like his production has come back down a bit.
And for a minute, Whiteside looked like he could be a dominant center, but he struggled since his great 2017 season. Shot selection has been hurting, and sometimes it feels like he is in his own way as a player.
And not stopping Kent on that play as he gets to the rim and fights through the contact.
Here's Rivers. Kept alive. Harden right side. The feed to Tucker. Now, here is Harden. He's guarded closely. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here we get a moment to view the league's highest scoring teams. In second, the Rockets.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Here's Simons. Right side trying to break free. A nice shot by Simons. Timeout. Now it's a 5-point Portland lead. And Houston calls their first timeout of the game.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they're like a 4-day-old soda right now, just flat, Greg. They're missing shots left and right and just not playing their best.
Houston making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Sefolosha. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Rivers. Houston's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Here's Westbrook, and he uses the glass on the layup. Westbrook's got 10.
Yeah, Kevin, hope that's not a defensive tactic, but that's what you saw there. Westbrook handling the rock and has the quickness to drive on pretty much anyone.
Here's Simons. That's a 2 from Lillard. Hangs in the air, and Whiteside finishes it off. He's got 8.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Lillard. Stolen by Harden. And now Westbrook pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Yeah, Westbrook, you fear this. He gets locked in early in games like this. It could be a monster performance.
Westbrook against Lillard. to the right side. Fires the three. A nice shot by Simons. Simons has got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers.
That's tremendous vision on the part of Lillard, just trying to lead the team right now from the point.
And so it's Portland with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And against one of the toughest offensive players in the league, they've been doing. And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
We got to move the ball. We got to spread the floor.
3 tenths quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. 4th quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Houston, Tucker and Capella are up front. Then McLemore is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's House in at the 3, the small forward. Near the 3-point line, it's Westbrook. Here's Capella, and he banks in the layup. Capella's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Rockets.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Lillard looking around over Westbrook. And no good, trying to use the glass.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
Nice D from Lillard. Trailblazers leading by 4. Looking to get back on track here. And that's 2 points on the layup.
And they shot just over 30% in that first half. Not what they were looking for, obviously, but they're getting much better looks here since halftime and have brought that percentage up.
Here's Westbrook. And he lays it straight in.
It might sound strange, Kevin, but you can gain more confidence in your ball handling. That's on display right now from Westbrook. He can just get his shot anywhere on the court he wants it.
Hood, the pass to Bazemore. Lillard outside. From the line. Lillard again missing.
Not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
The shot by House is no good. Trailblazers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. And Lillard gets it to go. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
And offensively, they finally seem to be coming around after an ugly first half.
Westbrook with a wide open look. That 3 off the mark.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit. And just Shakespearean there, a smart read. Saw the defense was collapsing inside, so he wisely pulled up from the outside and drilled it.
Offensive rebound. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. They get Hassan Whiteside.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
And if there was ever a definition of a glue guy, Greg, it would be P.J. Tucker. He's so valuable to his team.
You know, P.J. gives you production in every way, and his impact really goes beyond the stats. All the little things that coaches want their players to do, that's really the motto of Tucker's game.
That's good from Tucker. So for the Trailblazers, Little comes in for Hezonja, and McCollum subbed in for Kent Bazemore. Both free throws good from Tucker. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. McCollum dishes to Lillard. Now here's Hood. He's covered closely. Comes up empty down low.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Outside Westbrook. Takes a three. Here's Capella. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And he makes the first.
And a boon it was for the Rockets to be able to keep Clint Capella. A great fit with the team and gives them exactly what they need on the interior.
So he picks up just one from the line that time. And Greg Capella, who was taken near the end of the first round back in 2014 in the draft, has developed well during his time with Houston.
And Capella's game has really taken off in the last few seasons. He looks to be a double-double machine for this team for the next handful of years, and that is exactly what they need. And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Hood, the pass to Little. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Westbrook against Lillard. Feeds to Capella. Back to Westbrook. From the arc. C.J. McCollum comes up with the rebound.
Well, you make strides to get back in the ball game, but an errant shot like that can definitely cost you any kind of momentum. Have to use better judgment there.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. And the Rockets making a change here. Harden's checked in. Now a timeout called by Portland. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Hassan Whiteside.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
If he could only contribute like this for them every night, you can't overstate how much better it makes this team when he has a game like this. And on the road, no less. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. He said, this is where mistakes can kill us. This is where mistakes can turn this thing completely around. Protect the basketball and make the simple play. In other words, guys, no hero ball right now.
Drops the first one, and that will put them up by 9. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. It's Harden with the drive, and the shot is good.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
Portland leading by 7. Lillard with it. He feeds it to McCollum. No good on that one. Harden with the defensive effort. Rockets shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And you talk about the best ball handlers in the league. Don't forget about James Harden.
Portland's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. 1:03 left in the fourth quarter. The offensive rebound. Whiteside, good.
And this is why they have him as their star player. Whiteside with the ability to step up in the clutch.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're trailing by 6. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth. There's 53 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Lob pass to Capella. He can't get it to go.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Yeah, you can see when it's that close, players reacting. Just, oh, man, we just missed that one. Maybe they'll get another chance at it.
McCollum against Harden. 6 to shoot. Three-pointer, Lillard. They grab their own miss.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
Now, that's two teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
Here's Lillard, and now they decide to foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Well, I love to watch Lillard play. He's from the Bay Area. That's where I'm from. Did you know that, Kevin? I mean, I'm a Bay Area product. We could talk more about that later. But he's fearless, heartless, and he usually saves his best for last. It's Lillard time in the fourth quarter.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're down by 8. 11 seconds left in the game. And here's Cephalosha for 3. Trifecta!
Tremendous awareness on the catch and pop from Cephalosha. So good at realizing when he's got just a little bit of room and a good look at the basket.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
Well, Melo undoubtedly still the leader of this team in terms of when they need to calm it down and they need some offense. He's the guy they're going to look to score it.
And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good. Passes it to House. Westbrook way outside. Missed. And so it's Portland winning this one. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Dame, you guys got off to a slow offensive start, but came back and got the win. What got going?
It wasn't the prettiest game. You know, we didn't shoot the ball well, but we just had to find ourselves. I think we did a great job of sticking with it. Some shots started to fall, and we was able to pull away.
And that ball goes in the basket, everything changes, right? Thanks, Dame. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.